Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Almas binti ISMAIL. My matric number A21A3100. Today I would like to present my experience during my industrial training at Pantai Hospital Laguna Merbuk, Sungai Petani, Kedah. I choose to do my internship here because the location is close to my house, which makes it more practical and convenient. At the same time, I received an offer to intern in the finance department, which is account payable unit, which is directly related to my field of study in business administration, majoring in Islamic banking and finance. This opportunity allowed me to apply what I learned in class to a real working environment, especially in handling financial process within the healthcare sector. Firstly, I would like to share about company background of the places where I'm doing my internship. Pantai Hospital Laguna Merbuk is a private hospital located in Sungai Petani, Kedah. It established in 2014. Before this, it have been renamed as Aman Jaya Specialist Center, and then it convert to Pantai Hospital Laguna Merbuk. It operates under Pantai Holding and IHH Healthcare. The hospital offers outpatient and inpatient services, surgeries, diagnostic, emergency care, and pharmacy. I was placed in the finance department during my internship. It was specifically in the account payable unit where we handle vendor payments, MO claim, and staff claims. In this company, it also have other department that involved in this operation. The key department include medical and nursing, which is manage patient treatment and care. Pharmacy department, which handles medication and consignment items. For procurement and supply chain, which oversees supplier. For HR department, for staff matters, and for IT department, which manage the hospital system like C+ and SQ system. The next one is, during my internship, I was exposed to various tasks in the account payable unit. One of my main responsibilities was checking supplier invoices and responding to any queries related to it. Sometimes, invoices had missing details or errors, and I had to communicate with vendors or internal staff to clarify and resolve these issues. Next, I was involved in the process of statement of account reconciliation, or we call creditor recon, which is the task of comparing the statement received from suppliers with the hospital internal payment records. This is done to ensure that all invoices and payments are correctly recorded and to identify any discrepancies such as unpaid invoices, duplicate records, or incorrect amount. I review each invoice listed in the supplier statement, match them with our internal system, and highlight any differences. Once the reconciliation was complete, I prepared a summary and submitted it to the head of finance for verification. Next, I update the supplier template in the INTI system. Whenever there was a new vendor or a change in existing vendor information, I made sure the system was updated accurately. The next one, my task is prepare and send payment advice slip to vendors after goods were received. This step was important for ensuring that each invoice could be recorded accurately and processed smoothly. The next one, I also assist in handling staff claims, making sure that every invoicement submitted by hospital staff was accurate and within company policy. The next one, I also help manage consignment items. I work on markup price calculation and prepared the consignment breakdown that needed to be billed to the patient. Lastly, my task is managing and reviewing doctors' payment claims, also known as MO claims. This required me to cross-check each claim using the C+ system based on whether the patient was admitted by the doctor and paid either by cash or insurance. The next one is contribution to the company. Firstly, I supported the team by assisting in tasks like processing MO claims, handling supplier invoices, and preparing payment advice. These tasks are often time-consuming, and my involvement helped reduce the overall workload for permanent staff. The next one, I also maintained accuracy in invoice documentation and helped organize claim files properly, which made internal reviews and payment planning much more better. I also played a role in responding to queries from vendors or other departments regarding invoice issues. By doing this, I had preserved good relationship and trust with external and internal stakeholders. The next one is I improved the speed of data handling, especially by updating supplier information in the system whenever there were changes. This ensured that the finance team could access current data quickly and make fewer errors. The next one, I would like to talk about challenge and resolution strategies. One of the first challenges that I faced during my internship was understanding how to use the C+ system effectively, especially when handling MO claims. It was difficult to match patient data correctly and navigate the system at first. Another challenge was adapting to the fast-paced working environment of the hospital. There were many urgent tasks to be done daily, and I had to learn how to manage my time wisely. I also faced problems with staff claim documentation. Sometimes these forms were incomplete or missing original receipt, which made verification difficult. I had to follow up with the staff and learn how to handle such situations carefully. In addition, there were cases where the invoice total did not match the value of the goods actually received. I had to cross-check item by item and sometimes contact the vendor for clarification. And the last one, I frequently handled invoices that had missing or unclear information, which required me to communicate with both vendors and internal departments to solve the issues. So the strategy to overcome all these challenges, I regularly asked for help from senior staff, took personal notes, and create flowcharts to guide myself through the process. With practice, I became more independent and confident in handling this task. This experience taught me to be proactive, patient, and detail-oriented in a real working environment. The next one is my added value to Pantai Hospital Laguna Merbok. The first skills I developed was learn how to use the C+ system, which is the hospital internal software for managing patient financial data and claims. At first, it was difficult, but over time I became more comfortable navigating it. Next, I also learned how to process MO claims, which involve understanding the criteria for payment based on doctor admission and ensuring claims were submitted with the right documents. The next one, my communication skills improved as I had to talk to staff and sometimes vendors to clarify problems or resolve incomplete claims. The next one is I learned how to solve the problems. Problem solving was a big part of my task too. For example, dealing with missing receipt, invoice discrepancy, or wrong entries in claim forms. The last one I would like to share is suggestion for improvement. Firstly, I recommend Preparing a clear written SOP, standard operating procedure, especially for process like MO claims and invoice checking. Having a reference document would make the work easier to follow and reduce confusion. The next one, I think it would be helpful to provide a short training session or a basic guidebook for the C+ system. When I first started, I had no prior exposure to this system, and it took some time to learn how to use it properly. A structured guide would help new interns learn faster and avoid early mistakes. The last one is creating a simple checklist for MO claims and staff claim would be very helpful. This can ensure all the necessary documents like receipt, approval form, and medical notes are included before submission, which would reduce the delays. In this last slide, I also provide a picture of building that where I'm doing my industrial training, which is Pantai Hospital Laguna Merbok, Sungai Petani, Kedah. That's all from me. Thank you.